This was a fantastic read. You have to get yourself a copy of this. The Modern Comics is a reprint from 1977. It was originally, I think, a Charleston comic in 1973. This is number 2, originally 35 cents. I definitely remember having the modern copy of this when I was a kid. This is not the copy that I had as a kid, though, unless for some weird reason it got around the universe and back to me again. Or maybe it is. I don't know. Let's look at what we got here. These cute little, couple, boy, girl, whatever, are fighting E-Man, and he's got to figure out how to stop it before they destroy the world. Well, oh, look, a bunny rabbit. Anyway, so, the ads, by the way, they should be modern because obviously they're not going to try to sell something from 1973 if it's no longer in print, like this bunny rabbit commercial over here with all these little books. But the reprint is originally made in 1973. This one is a 1977 copy, so the ads should be more up to date in case you want to hop in your time machine and go back and get this stuff. Sometimes the reprints, unfortunately, suffer from ink over, like this right here. The ink is so blah, I can't read it. I did make out the best I could do it with it. The enemy is a giant brain. He reminds me of Umbra from Mighty Orbots. Umbra, I don't know, that big eye and everything. Entropy twins. Well, we got E-Man. He can basically turn his body into anything, or he can convert. His natural state is energy. He's the energy man, equals MC square. He can convert himself between energy and mass and change himself pretty much to anything he wants to. He's kind of like the Metal Man in the way he often shapeshifts. In this situation, he's a toaster. There's a lot of gratuitous skin, I'll say. There's nothing, well, we'll see. It was just kind of weird because I remember having this comic book when I was a kid, so whatever. Like this right here, very close to, I'm surprised they got passed by the code right there. But whatever. It was the 70s, so we got these fancy duds that he can convert from his uniform into something else. Then there's a robot. Even in space, you have to sign for a package. Ugh. Oh well, that is the humor. There's a lot of humor, kind of side humor in here. Not as much as the next issue, or next thing we'll be reading. The Entropy twins are trying to keep an eye on him, so they kind of bump into him while he's at the zoo with Novocaine. And by the way, Novocaine will reveal her real name soon. See, over here's a situation where I was going, wait a minute, these ads are definitely not from 1973. Oh yeah, derp, they're not going to make it reprints of the ads. Because Farrah Fawcett's that poster right there. Everybody my age had one of those on their wall. I had Lonnie Anderson because I just happened to like her better. Linda Carter was a nobody until around 1970, right after 1973, when she became Wonder Woman. And then that poster right there, I know that it was not that old. There's no way. The Rocky 1977, yes, but not 1973. Rocky didn't come out in 73, so, that was my thing. Go, oh, yeah, derp, the ads aren't going to be that old. Well, anyway, the Entropy twins, which look like twins, they say they're not even related to each other. Novocaine gives him the name Electron, and I don't know if that sticks or not, because I can't remember off the top of my head. But Electron, get it? Electron? Ha ha, pun, very punny. Well, anyway, the Entropy twins go somewhere else. They're dressed just alike, and they look very, Scooby-Doo, maybe, with that big old scarf around their necks. I don't know. It's just really weird, but I guess those big old bell bottoms, that was the fashion back then. Big old blob comes out, and then this hideous monster pops out. E-Man thinks he's going to have to fight both of them, but they end up fighting each other, and then, well, they just kind of disappear. They kind of knock each other apart. The blob subsides, and the animals that were making up that big hybrid, kind of like form Voltron, falls apart, and E-Man helps catch all the little animals and brings them back or helps the zoo keepers catch all the animals and put them back in their cages. Chapter 2. While they're walking around the city, nothing could go wrong, but look, oh no, I was wrong. Something else could go wrong. For some reason, the ground opens up. Novocaine falls. Oh, is this where she was talking about her name is not really Novocaine? Anyway, he's questioned her at some point. I don't want to miss that part. She falls on top of a train. I never quite understood what was the point of all this, but he passes her on the third rail by turning into energy, spins a web, any size catches these, just like flies. Look, there's a muscle. All right, so catches her. Now, I think this is a really good drawing. I think this is interesting. It reminds me a lot of Metal Man. Once again, there's that Metal Man comparison. Then the Entropy twins are being taught to by the brain, which basically bought them. And he's saying, you won't get to go back to your home galaxy until you kill them. Like, but we don't want to kill. We're just good little kids. And it's like, they also found out that they look just like twins, but they're married. It's confusing. All right, so Like, okay, well, we'll do it. We'll go kill him so we can get back home. Out of nowhere, E-Man appears, and then E-Man decides he's going to kill both of them. There she goes, and he leaves their dead bodies on the side of the hill. However, talking to Novocaine in the hospital, well, it ends up that he didn't really kill them after all. He just changed the molecular properties of their bodies so that they can no longer use their powers if they don't touch, if they come apart from each other. And when they're together, they neutralize each other. But when they go apart from each other, they become extremely dangerous. Okay, so now for two lovers, there's never a greater tragedy than being kept apart. So I must have missed the part where Novocaine basically says she called him Electron because Novocaine's not her real name. It's really some really long name, but of course Novocaine's a more, you could sell it, I guess. And that reminds me, because Kim Boyce's real name is Kim blah, 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 something long and crazy. But of course, when you want to make records, you don't want people to not have a clue what they're trying to buy. Email. All right, then there's some letters. I wonder if these letters are the same letters from the 1973 Metarock. You would know because you collect those. Are these the exact same letters? Or are these new letters? Like, in other words, is this the same letter from 1973? The power of witchcraft. Wow, man, people are really into weird stuff back then. And then, of course, the Venus flytrap, which is actually a native plant to my region. I live near some swamps right here. I can probably go find some of these in the wild really close to where I live. They're indigenous to my area of the world and only my area of the world. Not my backyard, so to speak. Like right over there. See the woods right there? See the woods? Maybe somewhere out there there's a Venus flytrap. I don't know. I never thought about it much. All right, so yeah, probably not. We have a lot of cacti though. Cacti is floral cactus. The second story, at first I thought he was out in 1973. Of course, Deadpool came out way later. I had a feeling there's maybe a connection that the Deadpool creator kind of got him out from him. He doesn't say a thing. I thought for sure he made smart aleck remarks the whole time, but he didn't. But everybody else makes really funny remarks like, "Oh, you messed us up. Why did you mess it up? Blah blah blah." And the villains are always weird, like Robber Hood. Not Robin Hood, Robber Hood. And he's got Fire Muck, Fat John, and there's somebody else that he named. And then there was, he just keeps beating up more and more teams. And it's like, here's Jungle Jake, his jungle buddies. And he keeps referring to humans as beast. And well, he saves the day from that also. And here's this guy, he's just mad. The Foundation to Protect the Guilty from the Justice. He's just crying and blithering and blithering and blithering. He has money. We want money. We take money. So they take him, beat the crap out of him, and he's still like blithering. Oh, the poor villains, they should be saved. While they're conspiring together, I forgot to name that guy. Anyway, they're conspiring to get it together, and maybe they can all together team up and beat Kilroy. She joins the party, and her name is Flame. I remember her a lot when I was a kid. It was very interesting, her looks basically, and her powers, and holy crap, how did that get by sensors? Anyway, she's in disguise, and all of a sudden Kilroy is supposed to come to her rescue. She's my hero. Oh, why don't you let me kill you? And she's like a princess, because everything's very parody or ironic in this, because the bad guys feel like they're entitled to do crime. Space 1999. Ooh, there were copies of that. Anyway, so now they're all going to gang up at one time trying to beat Kilroy, but can they beat him? No. I'm not sure what Kilroy's powers are, but he seems to be a one-man unstoppable ninja, and he looks like he's wearing a really tiny little bikini right there. What the heck? I mean, the mask has got a little like line going behind it, but that just seems weird. And you see it throughout the entire thing, and at some point it looks like you're like a thong. I mean, seriously. Anyway, it's probably part of the parody. And then she gets so mad, she just blows up. Evidently, she's wanted in 20 different countries, but will Kilroy Kilroy save the day, but will they get him? Maybe next time. Ooh, look, it's Frankenstein. Monster 7 feet tall in authentic colors. He glowed in the dark eyes. His eyes glow in the dark. This is those little silly things. I was watching Alf, and they actually talked about how the buzzer, bzz. Where's the whoopee cushion at? You know there's going to be a whoopee cushion on here. Ooh, X-ray glasses. They don't work, by the way. Secret spy scope. Anyway, toy soldiers. Gosh, you know, because we can never find those at Kmart when I was a kid. And then action pop-up books. Pass. Although I definitely wanted to always become big and strong like this guy. Thankfully, I did become big. Well, maybe not so much, thankfully. But anyway, let me know how you think about this book, because I definitely recommend it. I'd give it a 10 out of 10, if that's the way you do it, or 5 stars out of 5 stars, or 5 E's out of 5 E's. But I don't give it an E, I give it an A. It's a great book. Got lots of great art in it. The art is off the scale fantastic, even though it's a bit suggestive in certain places, which some of you may like. I don't personally. I think it's offensive personally, but hey, that's just me. The being a reprint, I don't know. I don't think the original Charlton had this problem, but it could have, and it could just be my particular issue, because, you know, it's not like they every issue's got to be like that. It's like press, splitch. Maybe they just put a little bit too much ink on that particular page. I didn't have that problem after the first page, so it was okay. And let me see, should I give the ads a grading? The ads are pretty good. So comment below if you've read this, and if you didn't read it, comment below if you're going to go out and buy this, because I think you should. I think you should add this to your collection. I guarantee you're not going to find it for expensive at your stores. I mean, I find these, when I do, fairly cheap, because people just don't know about E-Man. Guys, you need to know about E-Man. It's one of the best comics that was ever made. Unfortunately, also a very short-lived comic book. I don't know why. The artist is fantastic. The stories are fun. Somebody let me know below why E-Man did not last until today. I mean, we got Spawn until today. Why don't we have E-Man until today? Or at least for 30 years. Have a great day. Your comments are always appreciated.